Hey, this is Barry Trim with Dale Sorensen Real Estate. This is going to be the first in a series where I kind of act as an ambassador for the Vero Beach area and tell you about interesting things to do and interesting places. Also, as I'm a realtor, I'm going to be discussing topics of real estate. So this should be a very interesting, fascinating series. You're not going to want to miss a single episode of it. Now, what I'm going to tell you first is that we are now at Leisure Square. This isn't a building. It's part of the City of Vero Beach Recreation Department. Right now we're actually in the dance room. This is a Vero Classical Ballet studio. It's a little bit rainy outside. We're going to shoot outside, but it's raining. It's one of the few rainy days in Vero Beach. But we are here, and this is a great area. First I'm going to tell you a little bit about Leisure Square. It's really kind of fascinating. You can pay about $120 or about $79 if you're in if you're in city, and you get a membership which includes weights, cardio room, dance classes are extra, but there's a dance studio here where you could drop your kids off to take dance classes. There's also Tai Chi. They have a swimming pool, which is very reasonable, heated pool, heated year round. They have gymnastics in the back, they have football fields. It's a really fascinating area. Just a little hint for those who don't know Vero Beach that well. This is an incredible deal that's offered by the City of Vero Beach. So it's really great. My wife and I are members here. We love it. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about a topic in real estate. What we have in this market is a lot of what's called short sales. Now, for those that are novices and don't know what that means, a short sale is not what it sounds like. A short sale is actually a very long process. The short part comes from the fact that the bank who lent money to the owner is being shorted or being paid back less than the full payoff due to the fact that the property is worth less than what they lent on the property. They use the term underwater sometimes. The borrower is underwater. So what happens is that it has to go through a very complicated process of the bureaucracy of the bank. So rather than a normal closing of 30 to 45 days, these typically can take 90 to 180 days. The good news is that if you're not in a rush to buy something, you can get an incredible deal, but they are somewhat unpredictable. The thing that I usually bring to my customers is the knowledge of having closed many of these transactions. I've closed at least a dozen of these transactions. They're difficult, but with the right work, you can get it done. It takes the knowledge to know when you're dealing with what's called the loss mitigation department negotiator. It's a lot to say, isn't it? That's the person you're directly dealing with who's negotiating on the bank side. They can be temperamental. You have to know not to push too hard and then not to back off too much. You have to just go to just the right amount because they're probably really overloaded. I haven't seen one of their desks, but I'm sure they have a stack of papers this high. And they're this high, probably this high, really. I mean, very, very big stack. They're probably working at 300 properties, so they're overloaded. They're stressed out. You call them about once every 3 days. That's the secret. Or you ask them, how often can I call you? And they'll tell you honestly, look, if you call me about once a week in the first month, that's good. If you call me every 3 days, once we get it rolling, we've got the appraisal done or the broker's price opinion. This is what works. When you start hammering on them, they just take your file and stick it on the bottom, and you've gone backwards. So that's one of the little details you have to know about working with a short sale and working with somebody who knows how to work them. That is another point is that these properties are generally, like I said, selling about 15 to 20% under a typical market sale, and the properties very often are in excellent condition. So I wanted to point that out as well. And again, this will pretty much wrap up this first episode. And if you have any comments or feedback, feel free. My website is www.barrysellsverohomes.com, and feel free to contact me and ask me to continue on with this topic. Or if you have a specific topic that you are interested in me talking about, go ahead and ask. Thanks.